Just a quick little thing before we get started. Connor is very quiet at some points in this podcast, so if you need to turn your volume up, just turn it up. Hello and welcome to the very first episode of the Tower Duo podcast. My name is Andrew, and with me on call is Connor.
Hi, my name is Connor, and I'm here with Andrew to just talk about some random Pokemon stuff.
So I think that for the very first episode, what we're gonna do is talk about what our perfect Pokemon game would look like.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. And so, one thing that I was thinking of before I decided to create this podcast was actually how basically the evil teams have been getting less evil over time. So like we
Yeah.
had like Team Rocket, and they were like objectively evil, and and then we had like like just kind
Team
of
Rocket 10.
huh
Well, in Gen 2, it was Team Rocket, but
yeah
Gen.
yeah
And then,
um and that and then like there and then it was Team Aqua and Magma
yeah,
and their
Team
stuff.
after that was Galactic. But those two
Yeah,
those were pretty similar.
yeah,
They kind of both had these, like, giant ideas that were like, we're
right.
just gonna totally reform the world.
And then there was Plasma.
Yeah, and then there was Plasma, which, I mean, they had a point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I've
Yeah,
kind
but
of
there
like,
was like their goal was to like undo like the core essence of the Pokemon franchise.
yeah, but like, is like really capturing a Pokemon, throwing in a Pokeball, and
Mm-hmm.
just tossing it to PC and forgetting
Mm-hmm.
about it? Is
Yeah.
that really moral? I don't know. I don't really
So
think
maybe
so.
that's the beginning of the end in terms of like the actually evil teams.
Yeah.
Because what does Team Flare want to do? Like just make a beautiful world?
Mm.
I think in like their very specific image.
Yeah.
You haven't played X and Y, have you?
I have not. Honestly,
Okay.
I'm not sure. I have not played X and Y or Sun and Moon.
Okay.
But do know about the other generations pretty
Mm-hmm.
extensively.
And I have neither finished Diamond and Pearl or Black and White. So, but you know those. Between the
Yeah,
two of us, we've played every region. I can't say every generation because I think neither of us have finished a Gen 2 game, even though I did play through Heart Gold.
yeah, and I played through Heart Gold as well.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It's pretty much the same thing except
Yeah.
better. Like, same story, which
Okay.
is a horrible story. I don't really get it.
Yeah.
But
Weird
hey,
level
that's
curve in
just
those
me.
games. Okay. Okay. So basically, and then we have like the modern evil teams, which is one is just like in Sun and Moon, it's just like I don't even know. Like Team Skull is just like weird, and that's really the beginning of like the evil Megacorp because we have the Aether Foundation, which is like really messed up. Um, this is stuff that you would just not know. But all the like basically all the things that they do are sketchy at best. Um, but but technically they're on your side.
Mm-hmm.
In like a in like the broadest sense, like losing is insane. More so in original Sun and Moon than the Ultra games.
Yeah,
Um,
that would make sense. I can see them trying to
yeah,
just concentrate for what he did in the second version.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. I know, but
And then of course in the latest games, and you know, it's
mm,
Sword and Shield we have Team Yell, which is literally just like Marnie's fan base. Is it
yeah,
Marnie and Pierce, or is it just Marnie?
I think it's just Marnie. Like I don't know.
Just
They
Marnie.
like
Pierce is the leader.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Like I don't really understand their whole premise. It's like they're there, they like Marnie, and they won't let
Yep.
you areas you're not supposed to.
They just they
That
just like support your rival is like the extent of their evil
yeah,
because
and
you the protagonist are supposed to win.
they like help you towards the end of the game find that
Yeah, they do.
that the guy. But like other than and they don't even help you. They like pretend that they're helping you, but
Yeah.
then they just stand there and do nothing.
Yeah. But that's every evil team.
Yeah,
They
they
don't
don't.
they don't intend to help you and then they accidentally help you.
Yeah,
And they're like, "Oops, I just accidentally fumbled this thing that's probably worth like 1,000,000 polka dollars onto the ground."
yeah.
Lift key, anyone?
I don't really understand what's going on with Team Yell. They just don't really seem to have a purpose.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, so we've gone down like this like down like the sliding scale of how evil the evil teams are supposed to be, to the point where I feel like what would really make sense is if they just like invert, like, okay, so in Galar the league is owned, I guess, run owned, at least at first, by Chairman Rose, who is not the greatest person to be running such a important organization.
yeah, but
Um
people like him.
yeah, yeah. Um and it really takes on that evil megacorp feel, but instead of like Aether Foundation, instead of like just being like just a company that's out there that isn't really on our team, it's like the main thing. It's the Pokemon League, you know? Right. And so I feel like if they were just to like continue with that pattern, I feel like it'd be really interesting. What I'm kind of imagining is like, let's say that okay, so Galar is based on the UK. The British Empire conquered a lot of places and treated their colonies especially poorly. Um, and Chairman Rose's ace is Kaparaja. So I feel like if there was like a region based on India, which you could do a ton of things with, that would be a really interesting region,
Yeah,
and maybe a bit of a break from the Euro and America centric regions that we've had, because Gen 8 is the UK. Gen 7 was based on Hawaii. Gen 6
yeah,
is France. Gen 5 is Univa's New York City. Um, and before that, all four of the previous regions were based on places in Japan.
yep.
So if they can do like another place that's not um that's neither Japan nor Europe slash America. Let's just say like the Anglosphere plus the EU. That's in neither of those, right? Because France is not an English speaking country, but it's like in that culture.
Yeah,
Um, if I feel like India would be a nice segue to that. And so like if Chairman Rose like it goes off like to this India based region where they don't have a league yet. Although that's kind of Sun and Moon type of stuff, like creating the league for the very first time. But
well,
this
yeah, but like it would be after the league is already created.
right, the story would take place after the league's created. So imagine like Chairman Rose goes out and creates this like super corrupt league that's just broken from day one.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and it like wouldn't have to be Chairman Rose,
yeah,
like some other guy,
yeah.
but
It could be like the next Chairman Rose type of character
mhm.
goes out and and like and starts this corrupt league and then instead of like an evil team, there'd be like a rebel team. Um, which maybe sounds too much like Star Wars. I don't know.
No, it sounds too much like Sonic Underground.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Um, and basically, instead of the evil team, you have the rebel team, and at a certain point, you would join the rebel team, and then you would continue like on the gym challenge. But then, like once you became the champion, it like you would start doing like double agent work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I don't know.
What are your thoughts?
I really like that premise. I think that's a really cool spin on the whole. But I
You
feel
what?
like it would be nice
Yeah.
if, like, the farther you got in the story, the more corrupt, the more
Oh yeah.
corrupt was revealed to you, and then
Right. Yeah.
like
Oh.
face the champion, you could like make a choice to just say, all right, I'm gonna conform, like I'm just gonna keep going on with this gym challenge.
Right. Yeah. You pretend to play into their hands when you're really not, and it's like you like learn from like one of the gym leaders, like obviously like probably like a dark type gym leader, maybe like a ghost type gym leader or something like that, that they were like forced to do this or something from like the age of 9. And you like learn all these stories. They're like, I wasn't supposed to tell you this, but whatever, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like right before the champion or something, you're faced
Yep.
with the choice: continuing in the league, or just siding with that rebel organization we were talking
Oh,
about.
oh, so it's since you're a double agent, you get the choice to like before you do the E4 and champion, you get the choice to like choose who to ditch.
Yeah, pretty much.
You'd be like, but as actually working for, the rebel team, but then I was actually working, working for the league because it's not that bad. Type of like you get that decision and you get to choose it a ditch, and that becomes like and that decides like who you battle in the post game, or like who you battle that means anything in the post game.
Yeah, yeah, and we're not just saying, oh, if you side with the league, everything you're just screwing over the entire region, and then
Right.
like
Yeah, we have. I think that like if we make it nebulous, if we make it like maybe both of them seem to have merits and drawbacks. Maybe the league isn't so evil.
yeah,
Like on the one hand you have a corrupt league. On the other hand, you have the organization trying to trying to like take down like government, like a government institution.
yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is it a government institution? I mean, I always thought that up until like Gen 8, but now that they're saying like Chairman Rose like owns it, not so sure. I don't know. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Is the Pokemon League a government organization? And if so, is that true in every region except Galar? Galar seems to have a bit different league.
Yeah, they definitely.
How about this? Is the Galar League even considered official in other regions? Because they don't have an Elite Four. They run their gym challenge a little bit differently. Just what the criteria seems to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because it is closer to the anime, but that doesn't make it like canon within the games. It's like, or what if part of the corruption that we don't see in the Galar League is just there was an E4 purge. There was at one point an Elite Four in Galar, but Chairman Rose in part of his rigging of the system was like, no, we don't need that anymore. It's going away. We're running the tournament this way now.
Yeah.
in a way that's like somehow like biased in his favor. I don't know.
I don't know. If you ask me, like, I think that the Generation Eight's way
Mm-hmm.
of doing things was makes a lot more sense than having an Elite Four, because with
Mm-hmm.
the Elite, literally just some challenger
Yeah.
just waltzes into this building with
Yeah.
these that
Yeah.
are all standing there in
Yeah.
battles for
Right. Yeah.
absolutely, like, there's no spectators, there's no one watching
Yeah.
this. It's
I mean, I think.
Mhm.
So maybe that's like another thing is like normally it's like this like private thing, it's like this is special, this is for just you, it's like exclusive, and it's like
Mhm.
you're going into this room with Lorelai is like the first E4 in the first game, right?
Yeah.
And it's just you and her, and you're just gonna battle,
Hmm.
and maybe like like maybe Chairman Rose like making it into like the sport thing makes it more into like you feel bad for taking him down. He wants you to feel bad for taking him down because it's like a sport, and it's like you
uh,
wouldn't go. It's like you. Well, I mean, people do all the time. Like you wouldn't go after like the NFL. People do because people go after every institution.
I don't
Um,
know. I just think it makes a lot more sense in a real world context. However,
yeah, for it to be a
that
sport.
I think that I don't really like it as much, like, just from a player's perspective,
Yeah.
because it just kind of trivializes the whole thing. Like, you just
Mm-hmm.
go after every time. You get to literally, like, put together the exact team that will just counter the other person's team
Yep.
right before the battle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But whereas beforehand you had to have a team that was ready to counter a bunch of different
Yeah.
strategies. Like,
I mean, honestly, like what you used to have to do, or at least what I did, is basically throughout the game I'd be grooming my team. There's among the E4 and champion, there's five trainers. Basically, I'd be grooming my team to have one Pokemon that's good against each of them, plus one extra that's maybe like either like good against two of them with its dual typing, or like also good against the champion because we all know that's good. And then I just get them level to the point where they can just basically super effective their way through. I don't
yeah,
know if that's how you play.
I mean, that's not really how I play. I honestly just build a team and I'm like, oh, this
Yeah.
type is cool. I'll use that type
Yeah.
because I don't know what types the Elite Four has.
Right.
I've played the game before, but
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
so
I
yeah.
I would say that that I put a lot of like we'll say like a lot of googling, a lot of Bulbapedia, because like
Oh,
I would say like when I'm first playing a game, like I'm going to look up the thing, like not like every single story to like be like not surprised about anything, but like I'm gonna like know like okay, we got these types coming up,
mhm. No,
at
yeah, I see what you mean.
right.
Like, so
Yeah, it's like
and
oh, we gotta get ready for fighting types because that's the next gym or whatever the case may be.
I don't know. I feel like I'm the way that I am just because I just had a really good time with Pokemon
Hmm.
when that really wasn't a thing. So I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
grew
that's
up playing Pokemon and not relying on like things like Bulbapedia and stuff. So I don't know. I just kind of am attached to that way of playing.
yeah, that's the thing is like I'm a newer fan. You've been a fan for quite a while, so I guess maybe that's like a difference.
Yeah, true.
Hmm.
But I probably do more focusing on what our region would be instead of just talking about older ones.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So I mean I guess the idea of like the inverted, we'll say, power structure
Hmm.
was sort of my idea. What would your idea be for like your ideal Pokemon game, like I guess story.
The story of it, I mean, I don't know. I really liked, your whole.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the idea of being able to make a choice,
Yeah.
and I like how both the sides they've seen there's arguments to do both.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really have anything off the top of my head
Uh huh.
that's any close to having like recursive power structure or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, like I don't know. I think it's a really good idea. I probably my suggestions would be like more on the gameplay side.
Oh yeah.
Things like I don't know, voice acting is kind of
Yeah.
a hot topic, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that voice acting should be put in Pokemon games, and realistically, it's never going to. Like,
But what if it's terrible?
what if it's terrible? I can't see I can't see Game Freak ever straying from the formula in using voice acting, except for maybe in like cutscenes or something. But even then,
Yeah. The farthest they've gone, I feel like, is like, oh, with like Pikachu and Eevee, like
yeah.
their cries are voice acted.
Well, hey, you want to know something cool?
What?
You played How long ago did you play Black 2?
Like two?
Yeah. Oh wait, you didn't play that? I thought you had
No.
Black. When did you play Black 1?
Um, a bit ago, I got between 3 and 6 badges. I don't know.
Okay.
It's been a bit.
Well, so there actually was voice acting. I don't know if it was in Black 1. I didn't play that. I played
Right.
Black 2. And so
My comments will tell us.
in Roxy's gym, uh, she
That
actually
is Black and White 2.
okay, yeah, all right. So in Roxy's gym, she's basically singing Pokemon, and she's actually saying Pokemon. She goes
Oh,
like
right.
Pokemon, Pokemon, and she
Right,
just
right.
keeps saying that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um, the I happen to know that like all the Black and White 2 gyms are like they've got like special versions
I know. I love
of the
those.
theme I've
I
watched.
love that so much. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I
Bring that back. Bring that back. That's part of my ideal Pokemon game.
yeah, like
Has
Black
custom gym themes.
is awesome.
Or maybe change it up a little bit, and maybe it's the gym battle themes themselves. Like the actual battles that are different.
Yeah. Well, like instead of having like mono type gym leaders, you mean like having like different types of things,
No,
or
no, no. Okay, so like in Black and White 2, the gyms that like when you're in the gym but not battling anybody, that's the music that they
yeah, yeah,
changed for those. I'm saying maybe change up it, change things up a little bit, just because like you don't want to repeat the exact same thing unless you're doing a remake.
hmm,
Um, but like I'm saying, like change up like the gym battle music, like when you battle the gym leader. Make
oh
it a
yeah,
different version for each of the types.
yeah. Black and White did not do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I don't know. I would like that,
yeah.
but I think that the only reason to do it is if you're able to rebattle. Because
Mm.
if you ask me,
If it's a one-time thing,
like
then that's maybe not worth it.
singing an entire song for a one-time
Yeah.
thing
All right.
is most of the time not a good idea,
That is.
unless it's like the end of the game or something. Then
Yeah.
like yeah, definitely, or like a legendary that's on the
Yeah.
cover, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
But
The
making
credits.
yeah, well you can do the credits more than once.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I'm thinking you definitely with that. So if you're gonna make a new theme for each
Hmm.
generator, you had better let me rebalance the generation.
Yeah. Which is another thing that needs to be in like an ideal, in an ideal game, you can
Oh yeah.
rebattle the gyms.
And while we're talking about an ideal game, I have a thing or two to say about the Battle Frontier.
Yes. Speak to
Um,
that.
so I did not do the Battle Frontier number. I do not have any experience with that. However, I do have a lot of experience with the Battle Tower
Mhm.
and Heart. and Battle Frontier.
Don't you like not even have Emerald?
Yeah, I don't have Emerald. Well, a long time ago, I actually managed to like get it on like my iPod as an emulator, and I like beat the game.
Oh.
But I did anything in the Battle Frontier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have played through Emerald. It was just a really long time ago.
Okay.
But yeah, the Battle Frontier and Hard Gold literally takes the post game from being, you know, maybe like 30 hours to being like so long. Like
As much as you want.
And like then you look at, you know, Sword and Shield, you have like the battle tower, but like
Yeah.
there's really much of a reason to do the battle tower.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's just kind of, and they've been basically reskinning the battle tower.
Yeah.
For like
You get a league card.
since Gen 5, I'm pretty sure. Is that right? Since Gen 5, they've been reskinning the battle tower.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but I mean,
Yeah.
the battle is cool and all, but it's just not as cool. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just it really doesn't take as much work as you would think to make a Battle Frontier, and it just is so much content.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like the ones in Gen 6, 7, and 8 all have like just the one thing.
Yeah,
like-
you just gotta like, okay,
Yeah.
have fun. You know,
You know, like Alola has the battle tree, and that's it. And there's different like difficulty settings of it. You know, there's singles and there's doubles, but it's the one thing.
yeah, I think there's multi-battles too, right? Multi-battles.
Not sure about the details of the battle tree in Alola, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
My so I don't know. Like I know about what happened with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and that Battle Frontier and why it didn't happen. So apparently the director of, you know, the game said that the reason he didn't include it was because he thought that people nowadays with like the internet and such, you know, being as crazy at it as it is, just wouldn't have the attention span and whatever.
Yeah, didn't he say it was gonna be like too hard?
Like, yeah, just because it would be too hard. But like, I don't understand that argument at all. Like, it doesn't really make much sense because the battle tower, like a Battle Frontier, would be a heck of a lot easier to participate in.
Yeah.
Than for seeing how streamlined they're making competitive Pokemon training.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's-
They're making it so easy.
yeah, you can catch any Pokemon and literally raise it to be perfect IVs, hidden ability, Gigantamax. Like, it can be a perfect Pokemon.
Yep.
And you could just enter it into the the Battle Frontier, but heck, there is not a Battle Frontier.
Yeah. Way harder to catch fakes that way. Because like you used to be able to catch, you used to be able to, you know, like almost guaranteed something with a fake. You know, if it was like a shiny legendary in a regular Pokeball with like all perfect stats. But now it's like you can do that. You know, it's like you can go on a Dynamax adventure and catch yourself a shiny legendary in a regular Pokeball. Heck, in a Premier Ball, the ones that they give you for free.
Yeah.
I've done that before. Not a shiny, but a legendary. Because I can, because it made sense for the color scheme.
Well, okay, I actually do have shiny legendaries, and they're technically legitimate, but it was black and white to mystery gifts.
Oh.
And there's a way to actually like connect to like this one internet source that lets you just go into mystery gift and then receive random mystery gifts.
Oh. Is that technically allowed, or is like one of those type of
I don't know
things?
if they're banned, but like I've got like a shiny Yoga guarantee now. It's weird, but I
So like just to bring back the old events, but they're like on a new unofficial server.
No, it's actually using like I don't know, like maybe like an unofficial server, but
Okay.
it's kind of hard to explain. But I mean, hey, if you've got a copy of black and white, and you've got a 2DS or a 3DS, then just look it up, and you might be able to just get a bunch of shinies and transfer them up.
Huh.
Word of the wise.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely want to have Battlefront here.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So that would be a thing. You know what's interesting, like what you brought up about like ORAS is like they got rid of they got rid of all the battle facilities there. I think there was like one, I don't know, cutscene or something where it's like, we're building it, we're working on it.
Yeah.
But then what's funny is like in in Sun and Moon, there's like a thing with Annabelle. And the explanation is, 10 years ago she fell through an ultra wormhole, and she's here now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's part of the international police. Which there's police. Maybe could be useful. I don't know.
Yeah.
Internationally. And it's just like they definitely could have, and it's like they clearly saw that that's like they needed to do so maybe the ORAS battle facility cut is basically kind of like the Dex cut, and maybe they'll realize their mistake and they'll be like, all right, next time we need to like get every single Pokemon.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice to just have. Like, I definitely prefer having the Battlefront 2 back over having the National Dex back. Like, I don't know, I think one thing that I really wanted to just say is that in the post game, I've got, these like really strong Pokemon, but a lot of times I'm like training, like leveling up Pokemon or whatever, and like training them to be strong. And then I kind of turn around and think, why the heck am I doing this? Like, I don't have any reason to do this. Like,
sorry about that if it looks a little inconsistent. I just had to stop recording for just a little bit. So we were talking about our ideal Pokemon game.
Okay. Yeah, so I was just talking about
obviously bringing them all back would be like the best. That'd be an ideal game. How open world do you think it should be?
Definitely a good place to start, but I feel like with the 3D animation and like the Pokemon are now in full 3D. Most of them look pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like definitely a need for just more battle animations, because I've definitely heard a lot about this, and basically each Pokemon in battle has they're not doing anything animation, and then they have their physical attack animation, their special attack animation, and their getting hit animation, and that's literally all the animations.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Make some more move animations, but that's the thing is like the number of combinations with I don't know how many hundreds of moves, and then you've got your like almost 900 Pokemon. Is it almost 900, right?
Yeah, almost 900.
Almost 900 Pokemon. That's like in like a lot. It's a lot.
Oh, I definitely I know where you're coming from, and I'm not saying by any means like, hey, every single Pokemon should have a unique animation for every single move in the game. No.
For every single move it can learn. I mean, if they were gonna do that, okay. So here's the thing. It's like, every Pokemon is not Mew. They can't learn every move.
Yeah.
So that cuts down. Let's see. Let's say the average. We're gonna make things easy, and let's pretend like the average Pokemon can learn 20 moves, and we're gonna round that to 850 Pokemon. That's 17,000.
I'd say more than 20 moves. 20 moves is not very much.
Yeah, I was rounding down.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretending like there's more Magikarp type of Pokemon than there are.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say 20. That's a low estimate. 850 is also less than the number of Pokemon that there are. That's 17,000. More moves just makes They can't do it. They
You
would
know
need to
what?
they would have to get an army of developers and just have them on it all the time. They can't do that.
I'm not saying that they should do this. Like, it would be literally the Pokemon game to end all Pokemon games if they did this.
Yeah.
But what they could do is take all these developers.
Hold up, stop.
Hey, yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I know what you're saying about that. I don't. I got. Okay, here's the thing. In an ideal Pokemon game, we're talking about ideals here. We aren't talking about what's actually possible. So in an ideal, perfect Utopia Pokemon game, they just magically come up with enough developers to do them all.
Here's what they could do, though. So, Pokemon is the highest grossing, video game franchise.
Are you talking crowdsourcing?
No, I'm not talking crowdsourcing. But it is, they have a lot of money to throw around.
Yeah.
And make a heck of a profit off of each game that they make.
Mm-hmm.
What they could do is get a bunch of developers and just give each developer one Pokemon.
One Pokemon.
One Pokemon just to make their own. Just tell them, hey, your Pokemon is Rampardos, and you're gonna make a unique move animation for each move that he can learn. A sleeping animation, a low HP animation. Just have a whole list of animations that they need to make for each Pokemon.
Or how about this? Hire 170 developers and make them each make 100 animations.
100 animations for what?
Just period. 100 move animations.
Okay.
Right. So and then that covers 17. That covers your 17,000. Bam, done.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. I mean, yes, but there's realistically going to be more moves than that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more. Okay, so
they
hire a
couple.
couple.
Have to animate the moves. The moves are fine. Like the moves themselves, the flames of Flamethrower look great.
Yeah.
But when they're coming from the wrong, when they're not.
When they're coming out of its belly.
Yes.
It's like, what?
So I'm just saying, they take a program and they just have he's the Charizard one, so he's like for Flamethrower, the flames actually come out of his mouth.
Yeah. You over there, you're stuck with Bounce Sweet. Good luck. Very next person walks in. Let's see. You're gonna do Groudon.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah. It's like, or they'd probably just do you gotta pick out of a hat, because otherwise.
That would be the most dramatic thing ever. I would. Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know. They would have a list of animations to make.
Yeah.
And they would have a gigantic list of what needs to happen the animations, but it really wouldn't take that long. I bet they could do it in a month.
They could, yeah. They could do it if they tried.
Yeah.
Animating stuff's hard though.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of skill and work.
All they have to do is animate the Pokemon. They don't have to animate what the move is.
That's true. Or with all this AI, they could give this task to I don't know, put it on every employee's computer, run it through the night, run the AI animating all these Pokemon through the night. Just looking at time, it is 9:53. So I don't know how much time you have.
I should have the same time. Yeah, 9:54.
Okay. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I'm fine until somebody tells me to leave.
okay. All right. So, yeah, so we have that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So another big part about Pokemon is the whole thing about overworld encounters.
Yeah.
And so in Sword and Shield, they as you know, they changed it so that Pokemon are above the grass now. Well, actually, that was a Let's Go change, not a Sword.
That's been there since Let's Go.
Uh, so I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about that
Mm-hmm.
because it's it's really cool. It would be a lot cooler to pop in than that. Um, but I think it's really cool. It's a really good idea.
Yeah.
At the same time, it kind of makes games like a lot faster. I guess you could say. Like
Hmm.
I don't
Because you
know.
can just like run around the Pokemon. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not encountering my 16th school vet in a day. You know.
I mean, the thing,
You
the routes are still super short. I feel like they should have expanded the routes.
the routes are so short in Galar. It's like why?
Mhm.
It's like is it because it's based on not that big of a place? You know, the UK being not a terribly large place. It's the size of like
Yeah.
Alabama, I think. Like okay, but still, like if we think about the actual size of a Pokemon region, like the distance that your character walks, like I get why they're doing it. You know, you don't want to have to like be on the same route for 5 hours to get to the next town. You know,
Yes, I'm well
it's
aware,
like
but I feel like they're not long. Like you remember
oh yeah,
like cave puzzles
yeah,
in red, blue,
right,
the early generation cave puzzles.
yeah,
Yeah, those don't exist in this game. You just run through the cave.
yeah.
Like
It's literally just like a mining tunnel. It's like there. It's
mm,
not even like a real cave. It's like this was mined out by actual people.
so if you ask me, and now the puzzles wouldn't be annoying anymore because you don't have to worry about randomly encountering all
Yeah.
these
Right. Yeah, it's like, oh, is it Diglett? I'm
like,
going this way. Oh, Zubat, going that way.
yeah, so the one time that cave puzzles are actually warranted, they don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like basically what I'm saying is in my ideal Pokemon game, the routes would be pretty long.
Yeah.
And you would have to solve puzzles and stuff, but I would keep overworld encounters.
The one
Uh,
thing though about long routes is that
mm,
like if you're towards the end of a route and your team is not gonna make it past the however many more trainers there are until the next city, you've got to go a long ways to get back. You know, that's
yeah,
probably why they made the routes shorter.
I mean, I'm aware of that, but I
Yeah.
feel like that makes the game a lot better when you're kind
Mm,
of put in
yeah.
situations.
Better once you get the bike.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know, playing Ruby and Sapphire, like you were in that situation. Like, do I travel all the way back, or do I take the risk to
Yeah.
maybe the right ahead, and I
Yeah.
just got
Yeah, I mean, you got a point there.
yeah,
Um, but sometimes you know you can't because you've just been like doing so many trainers back to back that you've got like your starters on half health and everything else is fainted, and
yeah.
it's like
But
you
if
know
I
you can't make it
am
very much
feeling
more.
weird,
Especially if like the next battle that you can tell that that trainer class is gonna have something that's strong against your charge. It's like yeah, you're turning around.
yeah, all right, I understand, but I still like the idea of longer routes,
Yeah,
and I don't know, I
yeah.
wish that
I mean, you're compromising like say like medium length routes are probably the best.
I mean, I feel strongly about my point. Like,
Yeah.
you can hold your, we can agree to disagree. Is what I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Okay.
say.
Yeah. Fair. 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 Fair.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh
So
yeah, and I said
you can
before,
have that one.
like,
Okay. So we
so
got that. Talked about that. Okay. Maybe like as we're wrapping up, because I know you have to go.
Yeah.
You you so we talk about like, okay, so we have this corrupt ish league. Who knows how corrupt exactly? Do we go with the traditional format, or do we go with like a, we'll say, an innovative format? Because I
Like
feel like
comes to gym leaders.
like do we, like Galar has like its tournament type of thing, or do we do like esports type of thing? Because what could very well happen, like you brought up about like the crowds versus the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
um I kind of feel like the idea of like the, like a, okay, so they have like the crowds aren't that big. Okay, so the closest real world analog is like boxing, would you say, to a
Uh,
Pokemon battle?
I mean, yeah, yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, okay. And like people watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I guess having it be like a sport makes sense. But you could just as easily have like have the E4 um in like a Winden Stadium style thing. Let's say you get to the tournament bracket, and it it will put you up against, the E4, and
Mm-hmm.
the other people in the tournament are just randoms or your multiple rivals per game.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you ask me, like,
Yeah.
I would be, it would be like you said that, but like, there's no breaks in between. You don't get to heal your Pokemon. You're just
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
on it.
I do feel like that made it like too easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think, yeah, just face like the first member, like, but
Right.
no, like, in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, like that, that was the whole thing, is you couldn't heal. Like that's why it was hard.
Uh huh.
Um
Exactly.
Let's Go is the biggest offender actually. Um because instead of letting you heal in between, you could just get like a whole new party.
Yeah, I know.
Like you just use the box.
Mm.
Now there was a very slight nerf of, hey, you can only import Gen 1 Pokemon into this game, or you can only catch Gen 1 Pokemon in this game. That's not really a nerf.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's not. It's like your opponents could only use Gen 1 Pokemon in
right.
that game.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't really understand why they did that. Like, they could have at least included, like,
It's to make it its own separate continuity.
things like that. Because I know for a fact that they did that in Mystery Dungeon DX,
Mm-hmm.
where,
Right.
like,
Okay.
they like, Turbo Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Question. Do you think there will ever be, and by ever I mean it could be 5 years, it could be who knows how long. Do you think there will ever be like Let's Go Johto? And do you think they'll continue with like the Let's Go type of remakes?
I really hope not. Um, but that's because I really want to see a Sinnoh remake.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
just,
Here's
but
here's what I think.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think that go because in the past remakes have been an every other generation type of deal.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah.
so what if they did like in the filler generations when you don't have like a proper remake, you get a, we'll say, like cheesy Let's Go type of remake.
Okay.
And continuing on that series, so continuing the Let's Go. So basically,
Yeah.
what would happen in this is we'd get our Diamond and Pearl remakes, then we'd get our perfect Pokemon game.
Hmm.
That would be Gen 9, and then we'd get Let's Go Johto, and then Gen 10, and then Gen 5 remakes,
Hmm.
and that like that sort of cycle would just continue.
Well, the only thing about that is Pokemon does have like that.
Does what?
predictably. They never really have patterns like that.
The pattern that they do have is they release games in November, except this year, of course.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Like, we'd be getting a new Pokemon game right now if it was a different year.
Man, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't know. If they were to remake a game, though, like, it may seem like, okay, yeah, they wouldn't change the animations yet, but there's precedent for that because I don't know about other generations, but I know that there's differences. You know, the sprites change between Ruby, Sapphire, and then Emerald, as well as Diamond, Pearl, and then Platinum, and then they change again for Silver. Like, there's 3 different sprites for each Pokemon in all 3 of the Generation 4. Really cool.
I mean, they've kind of given up on, like, the whole thing about third versions, you know? Like, the last time they did that was Platinum. And since then, there hasn't been, like, any of these third versions, you know?
I mean, Black 2 and White 2 is basically a third version.
But that's a third and fourth version. Those are sequels, you know? Nothing else has gotten a sequel. Like, not even the Ultra games. Those aren't sequels. Those are alternate tellings.
Wait, aren't those just, like, remastered versions of...
No, they aren't even remastered. They're on the same console. They're, like, the very next game.
Wait, those are sequels?
No, they're not sequels.
Yeah,
They're just, like, alternate universes.
Oh, well, that's weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, I guess Platinum is the last, like, true remake that's an optimized version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I don't know, I like it better having, you know, not that, you know, actually changing things about it. Of course, Platinum changed many things from Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, see, what it used to be is, like, the third versions were always like, oh, look, technology got better. We're going to implement new technology into this. Right. But now the differences between the previous generation of technology and the current one are getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Just because you can only make transistors so small and stuff like that. So it's like, well, just get the originals right, and then you don't need, like, a, you know, bonus third version. You need DLC, you know. That's what they're doing now.
Brings up a question: is a Gen 6 remake even possible?
Gen 6 remake. Why would there be a Gen 6 remake? Are we talking like
too far in the future? You know.
We're talking like, okay, so if the if the cycle keeps up.
Yeah, if the cycle keeps up, can they even remake Gen 6? Like, what could they even do?
Just remaster it into, like, way better graphics than we have now. Like, basically, okay, imagine Kalos, but, like, with, like, the level of graphics that they have on, like, a modern, like on PC games. PC games that aren't Minecraft, you know.
Yeah.
And also aren't Fortnite. So, like, you know, like, the kind of stuff that right now you need, like, a $3,000 computer to play at a playable frame rate. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Put it on, like, a Switch type of console, you know, Switch 2. And you have yourself, like, a drastically better experience. Is it as much better as Fire Red and Leaf Green were compared to Red and Blue? Yeah, I'd say it's probably close to, like, that much better. And it's like, if you can take the hardware that's currently in a $3,000 PC,
yeah,
if you can shrink that down into, like, a portable handheld size of thing, which they will be able to do given enough time, you can absolutely do it. If we take the rough rule that, like whatever number generation remakes the generation that's half that, you know, if we're talking Diamond and Pearl remakes coming up, that's Gen 4, we're in Gen 8, you know. Gen 6 remade Gen 3. You know, Gen 4 remade Gen 2, you know. If we're talking that, then we gotta wait till Gen 12 for X and Y to get remade. And by that point in time, you know, by Um, eight. That's probably like 12 years from now, right? If we're just thinking like if a Pokemon generation lasts for 3 years, and we're in Generation 8 right now, then it's probably like almost 12 years from now.
Okay. Yeah.
So by which point, yeah, the hardware will be there.
I mean, no, I'm just saying they improved the graphics.
Yeah.
What else can they do?
I mean, they always remaster the story a little,
I mean, yeah, little. It's almost the same thing, though.
Also, they shut off random features. That's another thing they do.
I mean, yes, but like that's not.
That's not a feature.
That's not really.
That's a glitch in the real world.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know what? I think that is where we can call it. What do you say?
Oh yeah. I feel like that was a really fun talk. We kind of focused a lot more on other generations. All right, so we talked a lot more about the other generations than I really expected to. I kind of expected to talk more about our own game, but it was a pretty good talk. I feel like we really covered a lot of things that were important.
Hey, you know what? It's a podcast. We're gonna get off topic. I mean, that as long as we stay like talking about Pokemon in general, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it really is time to be done here. So until next time, same time, same channel. Hopefully Connor will be back next time. Tower Duo out.